YouTube ads are hands down one of the best ways to make sales in 2021. And I actually have the results to back it up. Using just YouTube ads, in the last month, I generated over $138,000 in sales with a 30% profit margin. These ads have been extremely consistent and I haven't had to deal with the constant bans from Facebook. And in this video, I'm gonna show you step by step exactly how I run my YouTube ads. I'll be explaining how the platform works, how I create my videos, my testing strategy, and the methods that I used to scale to this level. If you're new to my channel, my name's Jordan and I'm currently documenting the entire process of growing my e-commerce brand with as much transparency as possible. So if you're interested in starting your own online store and you want to follow my journey, make sure to subscribe for new videos every single Friday. All right, now let's get started with today's video. Just want to give a shout out to Omega Chairs for sending me their new Galaxy Black chair. This is hands down the most comfortable computer chair I've ever sat in, and I'm gonna have this thing for years. So major shout out, thank you guys so much. YouTube ads are actually ran through the Google Ads platform that I have loaded up right here. And you're just gonna wanna go there and click create new account. And you're gonna end up on this page after you put your email and all your information in. So instead of selecting any of this, we're gonna go ahead and click switch to expert mode. And that's just gonna take us right away into building a campaign. Now, if you already have everything ready, you can just go ahead and make your campaign, but I don't think you do. So just click create an account without a campaign, set up your billing information, input your credit card, and then your account is all set up. Now that your account is set up, I'm gonna give a very brief rundown of how the actual platform works. And then we're gonna talk about actually setting up and launching your first ads. All right, so the first tab you're gonna end up on is the overview tab. This is where you're gonna be seeing all the revenue and the cost that you put towards your campaigns. You can customize this to put whatever metrics you want, but at this stage, it literally doesn't matter. On the other level, you're gonna be seeing campaigns, which I would recommend you guys just click this home button and make campaigns your main page, because this is where you're gonna be spending 90% of your time. The only really important things that you need to know about the platform itself is the create a campaign button, which is right here, the columns, which is where you're gonna be able to customize the metrics that you're seeing in your account. For example, your purchases, your cost per click, the amount of clicks. There's a ton of metrics in there, and I'm gonna share the most important ones. You don't need to have a ton of them. So let's set up some of our basic columns now. This is one of the first things I do on a new account, and it's really easy. So you just click on columns like I just showed you, and you wanna click right here on attribution. You wanna click on conversions. You wanna click on cost per conversion, and we wanna click on conversion value, which is right here. So basically these three are showing you how many sales you got, how much it costs to get those sales, and how much money you made off of those sales. And once you have that, you're just gonna wanna click save, and you can put whatever you wanna call it. We'll just call it e-com for now. Once you launch your first campaign, you're gonna unlock a bunch more that you can add, but this is just a good starting point. Another very important step is setting up your pixel. The pixel is a little piece of code that tracks all the conversions that happen on your website, and it's super easy to do. There's an app that I'm gonna put in the description called Tracking for Google Ads, and it has a 7-day free trial. So you just install it, and in one click, it puts the pixel on your store. And once you have that, you're pretty much all set up to start building your campaigns. The problem is you don't have an ad. Having a really good video ad is the most important thing when it comes to having success with YouTube ads. I promise you, this is what matters the most. It's not your targeting strategy. It's not your budget method. It has nothing to do with the strategy itself. If you have a good creative, you are going to see results with YouTube ads. So how do you make a good creative? Well, I have a formula that I'm using right now that I've modeled off of some of the biggest ads in the last 5 years, and I've been able to get it to work for my business. So let's break down how that works. So I'm gonna break down the format for you, and then we're gonna look at an example of an ad that's following this exact style. The most important part of your video is the first 5 seconds where the customer can skip the ad. In this first 5-second window, we need to do something very important, and I call this calling out the problem. The example that we're gonna be looking at today is this brand called Dr. Squatch. You guys probably have heard about them. They're a $100 million brand. They even had a Super Bowl commercial run this year. So these guys are absolutely killing it. And they scaled their brand massively using YouTube ads. So this is one of their most viral ads. This ad got over 100 million views. And let's take a look at the first 5 seconds and how they call out the problem.
Listen up, the soap you shower with, it's you probably haven't even questioned what bar of soap you lather up with.
Let's say you're just browsing YouTube and you get targeted with this ad. This guy is literally calling out something that you use on a day-by-day basis. That's gonna trigger an emotional reaction in your brain to either get angry or interested in hearing what he's trying to say. This advertising method works extremely well because it pulls on the emotional triggers that we all have. In the first 5 seconds, make sure to call out the problem. I'm just gonna put CP for that. Now that you called out this major problem, in the next 10 to 30 seconds, we need to show them the amazing solution that is going to fix this problem and make their life so much better. So this ad is a little bit longer. Normally I like to keep my ads around 1 minute and 30 seconds, but at around 15 seconds, this is when they start to show the solution to the problem. Check it out.
Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. I'm talking about natural, nourishing, cold-pressed, hand-cut soap for men.
So you see, they say this soap is the best soap that you can get. It's natural, it's cold pressed, whatever. Now you hear the problem and you see the solution. Now you're hooked, you want to see more. Or you're completely uninterested and you skip the ad, which is totally fine too because they get rid of the people that they don't want to sell to. So for the second portion, it's all about the solution. Another thing that they do really well in this ad is that they get rid of their non-target demographic. So this is a product for men. You notice they have a guy that has a big beard, they have a guy that's showering, and then the guy literally says that this is soap for men. So that's gonna get rid of all the women that are watching this video. So make sure you include in that 10 to 30 second section your target audience. If you can nail this part of the video, you've got yourself a viral ad here. This is something that is not easy to do, but the formula itself is not that complicated. So let's do one as an example real quick. Let's say I was going to run YouTube ads for this brand that sells these indestructible dog beds. The first 5 seconds of my video would be calling out the dog bed that they already have, saying that it rips easy, it smells bad, it has bad quality fabrics for the dog. Whatever the main problem is, I would call that out and show it in the video. And then I would spend the next 10 to 30 seconds showing them that we have the best dog bed. I would put the dog bed through certain stress tests, like maybe take a knife and try to scratch it, maybe show a dog clawing on it. You know, I would put it through various tests in the video so that it backs up my claims. And then I would call out exactly who I'm looking for this product. So if you look, these guys are mainly showing bigger, like bulkier dogs. So I would say like this is perfect for your big boy or something like that, as opposed to showing a little tiny dog. So we're highlighting a problem, we're showing a solution, and we're getting rid of who we don't want to sell to. So there's just 3 more pieces to the ad that I like to follow. The next thing I always like to do in the middle of the video is some type of trust. So you can show the reviews that your brand has, you can show a customer testimonial or just a photo of somebody with the product. If you don't have reviews, have a friend of yours take a photo with your product, it'll help tremendously. The next thing is just more benefits of the product. This can be another 10 to 30 second section. So we can just say benefits right there. You just want to talk about why they should buy from you. Do you have good shipping? Is it free? Do you have customer service? Do you have US fulfillment? Is your product the best in the space? What are the benefits and why should they buy from you? And then finally, we want to end out the video with a call to action. So it's very important that you tell them to click the links on the screen so that they understand where to click. Because one of the biggest downsides is that the clickable links are not that clear. So make sure you just tell them to look on screen for the links and you will get click-throughs. So this is pretty much the exact structure that I use for YouTube ad creatives. It works extremely well, and I think that you guys can take this and replicate it in your own business. When it comes to actually filming these ads, you do not need a professional film crew like Dr. Squatch has. My viral YouTube ad is filmed on my iPhone. I would say the most important thing that you cannot skip on is making sure that you have a voiceover in your ad. Do not just do captions like you would do on Facebook. So take this formula and start putting together a concept for your ad. And after you finish watching this video, I 100% recommend putting together an ad for YouTube so that you can start testing. If we can get this video to over 2,000 likes, I'll create a document that has the top 20 viral YouTube ads that I've studied so you can go out there and see what's working. All right, so now let's talk about the testing strategy for once you finally have your ad finished. So once you finish creating your first ad, I would highly recommend that you create 3 variations of that original video. The only difference between the 3 videos should be the first 5 seconds, because that is hands down the most important part of the entire video. So just brainstorm, try to think of a couple different hooks that you can come up with for your product and create 3 videos for your product. And once you have that, you're ready to launch your initial testing campaigns. This is honestly the easiest part of the whole process, but I'm gonna break down exactly how I do it right now. So the first thing that you need to do is go to Tools and Settings, and you're gonna wanna click on Keyword Planner. This tool is extremely valuable, especially if you don't know what to target. So let's say that we are gonna sell these dog beds. I'm just gonna go on here and I'm gonna search dog bed, and we're gonna see what pops up. And it's gonna show you how much traffic dog bed is getting. You're gonna see also other terms that people are searching for the same exact thing. So we have calming dog bed, we have large dog bed, indestructible dog bed. This is probably what I would wanna go with if I was gonna sell this product. We have indestructible dog bed and we have chew-proof dog bed. What we're looking for here is 3 keywords that are super broad with over 100,000 monthly searches that we can use for our first campaign. So if I were gonna launch this product today, I would go for the original of dog bed because it's super broad. I would go with indestructible dog bed, and I would go with chew-proof dog bed as my targeting. The reason why I picked these is because they're the most relatable to this product and they're the broadest. All right, so after you have those 3 videos done and you have 3 keywords picked out, we're gonna set up our first campaign. So let's actually do that together. To get to this screen, just click the new campaign button on the dashboard. What we're gonna go for is sales, and we're gonna go for video because we're launching it on YouTube. All right, so this page might be a little overwhelming to you, but I promise you it's very simple. So what we would title it is dog bed testing campaign. You can title it whatever you want. This is just what I would call it. For the bid strategy, we're gonna go with maximize conversions. And for the daily budget, I would recommend doing $30 to $100. If you're on a super low budget, you can go with $30, but I would lean more towards 100 because it's gonna spend money faster and give you quicker results. But if you're on a low budget, $30 will work too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 100 here for the budget. And as for the networks, we're gonna wanna put YouTube videos and video partners on the display network. For the locations, I usually do the big 4 countries, so Australia, Canada, UK, and US. You can just do US. You could just do US and Canada. I don't recommend doing all countries and territories because you're gonna get a lot of low quality traffic and it's just not recommended. I would also advise putting the language as English because you're gonna be using a voiceover and it's gonna be spoken, so we want people that are already watching English videos and not Spanish videos or any other language. The inventory type, you can go standard. I always just go expanded inventory. I get cheaper costs from this. Your videos are gonna show up on not safe for work content, but you know, as long as you're not selling like a kid's product, it really makes no difference. And then you don't need to exclude anything. If you want to exclude live streams, you can. I've split tested it though, and it doesn't really make that big of a difference. So I'm just gonna leave it unchecked. We want to try to keep it as broad as possible, to be honest with you. These right here are called site link extensions. You can add them if you want, but I haven't seen that much difference from adding them, so we're gonna skip that for now. And then in the additional settings, we're gonna leave everything here the exact same. The only thing that you might want to change is scheduling your ads, but once again, I don't do this and it's not necessary to set this up. So this is how we're gonna set up our basic campaign, and this same structure we're just gonna use over and over again. Okay, so on YouTube, they actually use ad groups. An ad group is the same thing as an ad set on Facebook. it's where you select your audience and your demographic for your product. So it's asking us what type we want to use. We definitely want to use standard ads. Standard ads are the 5-second skippable ads that you see every single day on YouTube. For the ad group name, I recommend you use the targeting that you're gonna go with. So in our case, we're gonna go dog, bed, broad. That's gonna be those 3 keywords that we looked at earlier. We're gonna put all 3 keywords in one ad group. For the demographics, we don't need to change these unless you're selling a product that is primarily for females, like a makeup product, or you're selling a product that's for men, like Dr. Squatch. We don't usually change these in my business because it's a broad product and I don't play around with these. It really doesn't make that big of a difference. So this is the audiences tab. This is actually extremely useful and we're gonna get into this more when I talk about scaling, but for now you don't really need to use this. This is where you can find other types of audiences to target for your products, but for the meantime, we're just gonna stick with keywords. So we're gonna put dog bed, and then we're gonna put the other one, which is indestructible dog bed, and then the other one's gonna be chew-proof dog bed. And then YouTube's actually gonna give you an estimate of how many impressions you're gonna be able to get with these targeting options, and we're gonna see 36 million possible impressions, which is a pretty solid number. And once we have these keywords, we're pretty much good to go. You also have topics. I don't like topics. I've tried them. They don't work that well for my product, but maybe if you were having a dog-based product, you could go with these. They do have like animal products and services. They do have dogs. They all work, honestly. Every targeting that I found works, but the ones that have worked the best have been the broad keywords. And then you have placements. Placements are like the specific videos or channels that you want to target. So for example, if we search up dog bed, it's gonna show us a bunch of videos, testing dog beds, how to build a mid-century dog bed, DIY dog bed. You can basically select these and have your video appear on those videos. If you are gonna do placements, make sure that you include over 50 videos because otherwise it's just not gonna spend money at all. The last step is just taking the link of your YouTube video. Obviously this is not my video, but we're just gonna use it for today. And you just put it right there and you can go ahead and you can start putting your URL for your website. So dogbed.com, you can have your call to action. With the call to action, I usually just put shop now. And then for the headline, you can put, number 1 dog bed. You can put whatever you want. And then as for this right here, the companion banner, I just leave it on auto generate. You can upload an image though if you want. And then we're gonna name it ad number 1. Also, before you post it, you can click preview ad to take a look at it. But pretty much after that, we're done with our first YouTube ads campaign. So now if we take a look at this campaign and how it's set up, we have our ad group with the dog bed broad. We have our one ad right here, and we have our keywords, which are right here. This is pretty much exactly how I set up my initial testing campaigns. The only thing I do differently is I go right here, I select the ad, I click on copy, and then I click on paste, and I paste the ad 2 more times, and then I change the link. So that way we have 3 video ads inside of there. You don't have to do this. You can skip this step, but really don't do it. You need to do this step because it's gonna help you find a winning video so much faster. The last thing that I'm gonna talk about is how to scale when you're seeing results with YouTube ads. It's really simple and requires minimal effort. So the whole goal from our initial testing campaign is to find 2 things. We wanna find which keywords are working the best. So you're gonna see the different stats across all of these keywords, and we wanna see which video is doing the best. Now, in this case, we're only having 1 video, but you would wanna test at least 3. So once we find our video and our keyword that's working the best, we're gonna set up a new campaign that just has that winning video and that winning keyword, and we're gonna put that at $100 a day. Once that campaign starts doing well, you're gonna wanna increase the budget on that campaign every single day. The way that you do that is you just click right here, you click edit, change budgets, you click average daily budget, and then you go to increase budget, and you can increase by 20%. You can set that to do every single day that it performs well. So at this point, you have a winning video, a winning keyword. How do you scale even further? by testing more audiences. YouTube is really amazing in this aspect because they have all the data that Google has. So you get access to really in-depth information about people. You can use the topics, you can use the placements, you can use the in-market audiences, you can use more keywords. There's so many audiences to use on YouTube that I can make a whole video about that alone. But if you made it this far and you're seeing results, do not hold back. Literally test every possible audience that you can, and you're gonna consistently keep finding more winning campaigns. When you find those winning campaigns, just follow the same rule of scaling them up by 20% a day. The last tip that I'm gonna give when you have something that's working is setting up retargeting. So if you go into the audiences tab, YouTube is gonna automatically generate an audience of people that have visited your website and an audience of people that have watched your ad. You can make a new campaign targeting those people that already came to your website and already saw your video, and hands down, this campaign gives me the highest return every single day. Right now I'm testing with different styles for this video, like a testimonial or a customer review, but still what works the best is the original viral video just retargeted back at them. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. If you stuck around to the end, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that this was helpful to you guys. I spent a bunch of time making this video. I truly believe that this is one of the best traffic sources this year and the next years upcoming. It's super unused. It's like a blue ocean right now. So as long as you can get over the hurdle of making a good creative, you will be able to see results with YouTube ads. So drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe for new videos every single Friday. I'm really working hard to keep dropping good content for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good weekend. Peace.